Tonight, it's Regatta Day in St. John's, and for some families, the competition is fierce.
If it wasn't for them, we would have lost that stage there, and I'd say that one probably would have went up too. There would have been 4 stages gone instead of 2.
Fire tore through 2 fishing stages in Quidi Vidi village last night. Today, all that's left, smoldering ashes.
Here at Quidi Vidi Lake, the Royal St. John's Regatta has brought tens of thousands together for a day of fun, games, and of course, races. Coming up, I'll tell you all about what was new during this year's event.
This is CBC Here and Now.
Good evening and welcome to Here and Now. I'm Heather Gillis, filling in for Carolyn Stokes. Again tonight, we have a slightly shorter 30-minute show, followed by Land and Sea. But first, our top story. Police in Clarenville nabbed a driver for some serious speeding at 3 o'clock yesterday morning. The RCMP say they clocked him going at 174 kilometers an hour in a 100 zone just west of Clarenville. The 41-year-old Bishops Falls man was charged with dangerous driving and excessive speed. Police say the man's license was suspended, his vehicle impounded. He was released from custody to appear before a judge at a later date. To the fishery now, tens of thousands of salmon are dead at 2 fish farm sites on the island's south coast. The first incident happened on July 19th at a cold ocean salmon farm near Hermitage. The company says there are 83,000 fish at that site. More than 10% of those animals died. A rapid rise and fall in water temperature, naturally occurring sea lice, killed the fish. The second loss happened a day later at a Moe fish farm near Runcontra East. There are 176,000 salmon at that site. Moe also says that more than 10% of those fish died. It says the deaths were caused by increased water temperatures and decreased oxygen levels. The company says the remaining fish at that particular site show no signs of increased mortality. Well, fire destroyed 2 fishing stages in Quidi Vidi village early this morning, but one man is feeling grateful that his was saved. Brad Gray is praising some boaters for coming to the rescue. The CBC's Mark Quinn reports.
I'm in the historic Quidi Vidi Gut area of St. John's, where of course there was a fire last night. We're told by witnesses the fire started around midnight, maybe before midnight, and we're told that it started in that stage there in the middle. We're told that the fire started there and then spread to the stage next to it, and both those stages now are gone. There used to be beautiful wooden structures that have been there for quite some time. There was a concern last night that the fire would spread, and some gentlemen came out in boats and they used hoses and buckets, and they kept the fire from spreading to the stage right next to it, this white stage here. There's some damage on that stage. You can see the side of it's been burnt, but fortunately, because of the work of those men, it didn't burn down, is what we're hearing from people who were here. I did speak with a family member of the people who own that stage, and they said to me that they want to say thank you to those men.
Oh, I mean, thank you very much for what you did. I truly appreciate it. It's you saved a piece of my family's history. It's basically irreplaceable. We could put something else back there, but my grandfather's passed away now, so there's memories I have over there. It's a bit unnerving seeing it and all that with the damage that's there, but the damage is only minor. We can replace it, and I was very grateful for the guys that went over there last night, I should say, this morning, and actually went in and fought it and kept the stage at it. If it wasn't for them, we would have lost that stage there, and I'd say that one probably would have went up too. There would have been 4 stages gone instead of 2. So thanks to their quick action and quick thinking, even just using the bucket and all that seems to have saved it.
We've been here most of the morning. We've been seeing flames popping up on spots. There are firefighters up there, and they started with tanks on their backs putting out the fire, but then they brought in a hose. Now there's a tanker truck at the other end of this ridge, and it's pumping water from Quidi Vidi River here, and it's going right up to the top of this ridge, and you can see that the firefighters are up there putting out the hot spots. There's a concern with the wind and the flames that are popping up. This fire could spread and go across this area of the White Hills behind us. So far that hasn't happened, and today we've got firefighters here who are investigating to try and figure out what happened. Of course, right now we don't know the cause of this fire. They're investigating and hoping they'll get right down to the root of this. Mark Quinn, CBC News, Quidi Vidi Gut.
Well, from Quidi Vidi village to the lake, thousands turned out for the 207th running of the Royal St. John's Regatta today. The holiday was a go despite some windy conditions. Great day for spectators with warm temperatures filled with food and carnival games and of course, action on the water. And we find here and now's Henrika Wilhelm there. She's lakeside. Of course, Henrika, the regatta is steeped in tradition, as we all know, but even after 207 years, there are still new things happening at Quidi Vidi. What's standing out this year?
Well, Heather, one change this year has been really hard to miss, and that's the date. Of course, the St. John's Regatta usually takes place on the first Wednesday in August, but it was shifted ahead this year, and that's to accommodate the Canada Games, which start next week and will use the lake for some kayaking and rowing events. And that shift in the date has only happened a handful of times in the history of the regatta. Now, the other change to this year's event has to do with what's been happening behind me on the lake. That's where, for the first time, mixed teams hit the water in an open crew category where rowers could compete together regardless of gender.
We honestly didn't know. It takes time, obviously, to build, and 5 teams. We're happy with 5 teams. Next year, let's hope it's 10 teams, and so forth and so on.
The decision was made in partnership with St. John's Pride, with the goal to make the regatta more inclusive. And while it has done exactly that, it also created an opportunity for some first-time rowers.
This is not about LGBTQ. This is not about anything. This is, hey guys, if you're interested in rowing and you want to do it with your buddy, you want to do it with your girlfriend, you want to do it with your coworker, we're open. Come on down.
We live in kind of a diverse world, and it's great to kind of just bring skilled people together and just row, and honestly, mostly, for fun, right? There's no championship yet for the open crew category, but maybe in the future there will be, and I think it's positive and great.
One of 3 newcomer teams that took advantage of the new category, which was attractive to longtime rowers as well.
So I've never had the opportunity to row with many of them, especially the females, because there's never been the mixed category. So for me to be able to sit in a seat with them and be a teammate versus a coach and teammate sort of scenario was a bucket list for me. I'm down here 30 plus years, and this is the first time I've done it. So I really, another one off the list.
So you see, Heather, this brand new category seems to have been a welcome addition to the regatta. And you heard it there, there is no open crew specific championship race yet. The overall championship races, though, for the entire event, where the winners of the 207th Royal St. John's Regatta will be crowned, they will be happening here behind me shortly. The men will compete at 6:30, Newfoundland time, and the women will follow at 7 o'clock. Reporting live from St. John's, I'm Henrika Wilhelm.
And those races always so exciting to watch. Rowing the main event, but the Royal St. John's Regatta offers so much more, from tasty food to games and prizes. The CBC's Jenna Benjatret got her first taste of the regatta in all its glory.
It's my first time at the St. John's Regatta. There is a carnival-like atmosphere here. The lake is absolutely bustling with people as they take in the races. I want to check it all out.
So we started rowing together when we were all about 13, 14 years old, and stuck together for a good few years. It was awesome, won a couple medals, did the thing, it was really fun. But we've stayed friends since, and it's been awesome.
Ladies, what are you eating today?
We're having some mini donuts.
We come every year for the mini donuts, whether it's the morning, the afternoon, we're like, that's our first stop.
What about you? Do you have a favorite food at the regatta?
Honestly, just the mini donuts.
I see that your mouths are a little bit blue. What have you been eating?
Snow cone.
How was your snow cone?
Good. Yeah.
What are you looking forward to the most at the regatta today?
Well, seeing some of the races, but seeing the people. The tradition continues. It feels like the St. John's Regatta.
I came to visit Newfoundland because I wanted to come here since I saw the musical Come From Away. I like watching the boats on the water, and there's a lot of people, which makes it even more fun.
Where on earth did you get that ginormous panda?
Game over there, and basically you buy tickets, and if they spin a wheel, and if it lands on your number, then you win. And you get to pick whatever giant stuff you want.
That is the biggest prize in the booth. She decided she needed and we couldn't live without.
Do you have any rowers in your family?
We do not, except for this one. She wants to start in September.
I really like swimming and I really like the water in general, and I think that rowing would be really fun.
As a first-timer at the regatta, one thing that has really stood out to me is just how multi-generational this event is. We've got 3 generations of rowers in some families. I've spoken to husband and wife duos. I've seen daughters cheering on their moms. I've talked to one kid who is rowing today, but his father is in the Regatta Hall of Fame. I had no idea that existed. So it's been really amazing to see just how long this tradition has sustained, and I hope it's not my last regatta. Jenna Benchitrit, CBC News, St. John's.
Well, some families like to spend their time on the water, as you just heard from Jenna, and that's the case for 2 junior teams competing in the races. Laura Howell stopped by to talk to them.
This is your first year in the regatta, right?
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling about racing for the very first time?
I'm really excited.
I think it's a bit nerve-wracking, but I think we're going to do really good. It's really, really wonderful to see that they're getting the same experiences that we get to. It's so cute seeing them do the same things that we did when we were their age. I remember when I was little, we would watch them row, and I'd always be like, I want to do that, and I'm really happy that I can finally do it and row beside her.
It's going to be like really hard, but I think when we like start understanding like the rhythm, I think it will start getting like easier until we get to like the end, and then we'll feel a lot better.
I think it's really fun seeing her go through the same things that my team went through when we were doing our first year. And I think it's really good to have the experience that she used to always cheer me on, so now I can also cheer her on when she's rowing.
Words can't express how proud I am. Olivia's been rowing for 4 years and she's done so well. The whole team has done well. And to be able to be the coxswain of, the youngest Sophia and her team as well this year, it's more exciting and certainly a lot more proud of what they're doing than anything I've ever done here on the lake.
You've won 4 regattas before, right? What advice do you give your girls when they're going out on the water?
Just be calm and patient. Don't overreact to the race, the situation. Row your own race. Listen to my voice. Follow your instructions, and just lean on the experience. These teams, especially the J&E team, have been out for 4 years now. Lots of experience in that boat. They'll do fine, as will the Airbnb team on Wednesday.
Have fun. You've worked so hard all year for this, and it doesn't matter what medal you get or if you get a medal at all. Just the hard work you've put in and that you get to be here is enough accomplishment.
Some young people in this province are struggling to find jobs as youth unemployment rates surge across the country. The CBC's Jenna Benchitrit explains.
More than a year into his job search, Jesse Clark is still coming up empty. The 22-year-old has applied for more than 50 jobs since completing his heavy equipment operator and professional driver programs last winter.
There's so many different experiences and all the companies are different, but at the end of the day, trying to find something steady, it's almost impossible.
For young people aged 15 to 24, the unemployment rate has surged over the last several years. That's according to data from Statistics Canada. Newfoundland and Labrador's own rate hit 17.4% last month, its second highest rate since 2022. Cash-strapped governments, tariff-related business uncertainty, a bigger pool of young workers as newcomers enter Canada, and a generally weaker economy all play a role, according to Gordon Cook.
And that means that there's more of the 25-plus crowd that are unemployed. And if that's the case, or underemployed. And so they're more likely to be competing with youth.
When the hiring appetite slows down, Cook says young people tend to feel it first.
They tend to have less experience, fewer credentials, less skills because they're new to the workforce. And so they are the ones who get crunched.
Clark says he needs a job to support his mom and 2 elderly grandparents. Some companies have told him that his inexperience makes him an insurance liability, furthering his frustration.
I feel like right now we're at an extreme disadvantage as we're younger, we don't have the experience, but how are we going to get it if no one's going to give it to us?
With the province's wildfires now under control, Clark hopes he can land a job operating logging machinery. If not, he's doing what many Newfoundlanders and Labradorians have had to do over the years, weigh a move to Alberta. Jenna Benchitrit, CBC News, St. John's.
Welcome back to Here and Now. It's time for a look at our weather forecast. So let's start with today's highs. Look at this, 29 for St. John. Such a warm day. Cooler along the coast into the mid-20s in central Newfoundland, and cooler for coastal Labrador as well, and 23 in Happy Valley Goose Bay. But when we take a look at the humidex values, you can see feels like a lot warmer for some places, feeling like 34 for St. John's and 30 in Gander. So feeling like a pretty warm day across the province in central and eastern Newfoundland for some people today. Taking a look at our satellite radar now, we do have some stormy weather, some heavy rain moving through parts of the Burin Peninsula, Terra Nova, into the Bonavista Peninsula. So do watch out for that if you are in that area of our province tonight. A little burst of rain for you. We do see some showers, of course, along the south coast there as well. Taking a look at our future tracker tonight, unsettled weather, as the meteorologists call it. It looks like as we head towards midnight, we have some showers over some parts of the island, some cloudy to partly cloudy skies there as well for many places as well. As we go into the early morning hours, we see some more showers move across from the southwest coast into central Newfoundland, and some on the coast for Labrador are possible as well, where people could see about 2 to 4 millimeters for pretty well many places in the province tonight. As we go into Thursday, we will see some clearing for the island especially. Moving on now, taking a look at these wind gusts. I want to talk about this because it's Regatta Day. I know people outside St. John's probably don't care, but look at this, 48 in St. John's, so quite a windy day for the rowers who were on this end of the province. Taking a look at tonight, our temperatures in the mid-teens, chance of showers, maybe a couple millimeters for you. We could see some thunder showers, though, in Lab West at 6 degrees. They're also possible for the Bonavista Peninsula tonight. Moving on now, over the next few hours, we're getting ready, of course, for those championship races down at Quidi Vidi Lake. Still feeling like 34, and we do have some gusty winds to about 40. Moving on now for our provincial forecast for tomorrow. We will see some of the shower activities continue. Temperatures into the 20s for the central part of the island. Cooler again into the upper teens along the coast and for the west coast. Moving on to Labrador now. Down in the single digits for Nain and Makkovik, but into the teens pretty well everywhere else in Labrador, where you could see a chance of showers as well. Taking a look now at Thursday, we're moving ahead. We're going to see that clearing. Not a bad day really ahead there on Thursday for many places. Back to the sun and cloud, except a few showers across Labrador. Temperatures pretty well where they should be for the island, especially and through Labrador for this time of year. Taking a look at our long range now, it looks like we will see some showers possibly on Thursday and on Saturday, Friday, Sunday, Monday. Looking like nice days for us. And then for western Newfoundland and central Newfoundland, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, look at that, a weekend stretch of great weather, generally into the 20s for your daytime highs. Then for eastern Labrador, western Labrador, looks like you've got a string of showers in your future, and your temperatures, especially in the west, a little bit cooler down into the teens. I do want to leave you with this photo though. Gone fishing. It's from Sheila Butt, and it is her grandson looking for tomcod. If you have any photos, we love to see them. You can always send them to nlphotos@cbc.ca.
I got soul, but I'm not a soldier.
Well, it is safe to say that the Killers killed it at the Churchill Park Music Festival last night. It drew out thousands of fans to pack the park, which you can see here in this bird's eye view of the concert. The US-based band played all the hits. Into the Royal St. John's Regatta now. Of course, thousands headed to Quidi Vidi Lake to take in the sights and sounds of the 207th running of the Royal St. John's Regatta. We are now just minutes away from the championship races, beginning for the 5 fastest men's and women's team. It's the culmination of a season of hard work for those people both on and off the water. The atmosphere for those athletes tonight is electric, but they are battling a little bit of wind. Look at all the people enjoying the regatta, the games of chance. Still looking a little windy there though. Welcome back to Here and Now. Veterans and first responders do work that takes a mental toll. The Rolling Barrage is an annual motorcycle ride across Canada that raises awareness for vets and first responders who have PTSD. The group recently made their way across this province, making a pit stop in Pasadena. Take a look.
We are doing our 9th cross-country ride. We're a not-for-profit organization called the Rolling Barrage PTSD Foundation. What we do is we raise money going from coast to coast, and that money that we raise is donated out to vetted organizations that help veterans, serving members of the military, first responders, RCMP, and as well as all of their families, because the families really take the brunt of the PTSD. Unbeknownst to them, their spouse comes home different. People that have joined us over the years absolutely love coming back because you're back in amongst people that are similarly affected by certain circumstances. This, at the beginning, you'll see somebody join us and you can tell the weight of the world is on their shoulders. After 3 days, normally 3 days, the weight has been lifted off and they're smiling. PTSD has a tendency to let the demons come forth whenever they want to. And through your therapies, you're given a bunch of tools. And the ones that have gone to therapy that are on this ride end up passing on suggestions to people that have just joined and don't know anything about it. And they try at home utilizing them, and sometimes it works. And I love this. I love it.
Well, that is our show for this evening. Thanks so much for being with us. Do stay tuned for a special encore presentation of Land and Sea. Tonight we have a profile of some of the best swimming spots in Newfoundland and Labrador, and it's a warm day here in the east, so that is something that might be on the mind of some people. Hope you can join us again tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Good night.